Hello, this is Elise again. We're praying with purpose and power. And I'm going to be talking about the lords of the deep, the spirits and demonic princes that rule in the sea and the oceans, and as well as weather. Now, one of the particular spirits I'm going to talk about, of course, is the Leviathan spirit. And of course, I put him in a different name in this book here, Melioch, The Chaos War. And so I gave him a different name. Now, the Leviathan spirit, they have many scriptures on it, but the one that has the most scriptures is Job 41, verses 1 through 34. And this was a demonic prince that was attacking Job. And it was revealed to him later on, what was, coming against him. And I'm just going to read the first verse. Job 41 and 1. Canst thou draw out Leviathan with a hook, or his tongue with a cord which thou lettest down? Verse 2, canst thou put a hook into his nose, or bore his jaw through with a thorn? Now, as you break it down, different parts of the Leviathan spirit, of course, it represents a sea creature, a sea serpent. And, of course, this is describing, how do you come against, something like the Leviathan spirit? Because that demonic prince is very, very powerful. Sometimes it's in the form of crocodile or sea serpent or anything that's in the water, and it's describing its scales because it has strong skin. I mean, it has a strong ability to destroy and not be, and nobody really can destroy it. So all of these right here is tactics in prayer, fasting, and deliverance where the hook is, the word of God, the tongue, get his tongue, because Leviathan spirit, the demonic spirit, it speaks destruction. And wherever it speaks at, whether it's in the water, whether it's in the weather, wherever it is, it's going to speak destruction. And the purpose of us as, people of God and believers to develop the ability to shut his mouth. Because when he opens his mouth, he's destroying, he's corrupting, and he's twisting. He's bringing mayhem and chaos. That's why I called the Chaos War in the first one, because this particular demonic prince wants to create chaos in the world. And it will use the water. It will use, weather. It will use whatever. And of course, if you understand, there's, is no strange occurrence why people drown, why boats, topple over, why people cannot find some of the ships that sank in the Bermuda Triangle. All of these things are not just spooky stuff, paranormal stuff that, give you goosebumps late at night, but it's a spiritual and a demonic principality behind all of that. Hurricanes. And if you notice, all these storms start in the water. Now, the Lord created the water to be good, to be, refreshing, renewal. But the enemy has, taken his place in the waters to corrupt, to destroy, and to drown, to wreak havoc. And so another name, and I'm going to break this down because it's going to be a minute on this one. So that's Leviathan, demonic prince. Now, another principality that is in, especially in the first, in the Old Testament, is Dagon. Dagon was a demonic prince, and he's connected with, of course, Leviathan. He's connected with him in terms of the oceans and lands. Now, the Dagon spirit, you notice him in the Old Testament, especially in 1 Samuel 5. The Philistines worship this fish god. And if you notice in one of the scriptures there, whenever they had captured Samson, they were praising Dagon for bringing Samson unto them so they could destroy him. What happened to Samson, that story there. And so Dagon was a fish god. He's also represented as a merman, Aquaman. There's some truth in that movie. Check that one out. That's exactly the Atlantis. That land and that place. What happened to Atlantis? A lot of that got spiritual truths in it. That is a demonic principality. A mermaid, a merman. Yes, they are real. No, they are not Ariel in the Walt Disney's. They don't look like that. These are demonic princes, and the mermaid fish god, people, different cultures in the Old Testament would pray to it because they wanted fertility. He represented fertility, harvest, and grain, and then, he would provide it supernaturally, but it came with a cost, and so they requires some sacrificing, blood sacrifices, and, praying to it. And so in 1 Samuel 5, 2 and 5, you read those scriptures there. They try to put the ark inside with these false gods, like the house of Dagon, and of course the ark knocked the head off of Dagon, because anything that we are worshiping before God gonna shut it down. God gonna tear it down, and so this particular God, is part of Leviathan spirit. They work hand in hand. Leviathan, told you about that one. And then you also got the, Dagon, demonic prince. And then the other one, of course, is Poseidon. Poseidon, Neptune. Yes, he was a Greek mythology god. And he is connected to Leviathan. He is a demonic prince. And these are all lords of the deep. Demonic lords of the deep. Not the Lord of Boo. Lords of the deep, because they deal with demonic principalities in terms of weather storms. Now, Neptune, Poseidon, you wonder why boats are just tsunamis come and twist us. Well, the Poseidon is a demonic prince. His another name is Neptune. He is a actual demonic prince in Greek mythology. Now all Greek mythology figures are, based on demonic prince, but he is. He is also God of the sea, storms, earthquakes, floods, hurricanes, tsunamis, twisters. That's why if you go in that particular text where Jesus speaks to the weather, he speaks to the water. He's actually speaking and binding up the demonic prince that was causing the boat to topsy-turvy, and the disciples didn't know what to do. Jesus, we finna drown. So Jesus said, peace be still. He was actually taking authority over that spirit that was, ruling those waters. And so we have the same ability once we get in that place in God. That's why he said, peace be still. And there's a place in God in prayer, fasting, and authority where you can speak to the elements. You can speak, because floods is not of God. Tornadoes are not of God. Twisters are not of God. We're supposed to have some good rain, abundance of rain, not rain would cause destruction, mayhem. That's when you get the Leviathan spirit and chaotic spirits coming through. So we have to be mindful and discernful that you have the ability to speak to the weather. Especially if it's out of order and chaotic, that is a demonic prince. And they hide behind all that. Hurricanes just come out the blue. So these are some of the demonic prince lords of the deep of sea creatures. And don't be amazed when people, drowning all of a sudden and you can't find them no more. That's why you have to be mindful. We have to dismantle everything that the enemy has corrupted and bring it back through praying and fasting, because water was good. Made it good for us to enjoy. So keep praying with purpose and power. I'm going to come with the next set. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.